Ah, a cottage by the sea, a lodge by a lake, a riverside apartment. How many of us have dreamed of living in a home by the water? The good news is these idyllic properties are now more affordable than ever. Where once you'd be paying up to 20% over the odds for a waterside property, now the premium is sometimes as little as 2%. The bad news? Well, we're not here to shatter your dreams, but there are 7 things you must know if you're drawn to life on the river, canal, or the coast. Number 1 is to get a property report on any home you're considering. Our reports give you the best overview of the property, local crime rate, planning applications, nearby schools, and even how much sun will the garden get. It's a must-have, even if your potential pad isn't close to water. And there's a link below to get yours instantly. All you need is the postcode. One of the most revealing things your property report will show is the flood risk. And that's possibly the biggest consideration if you're going to be living near water. The government website Check Flooding gives short-term and long-term risk assessments of flood risks for postcodes, rather than individual addresses, but it's a good starting point to see if there's a chance of flash flooding, raising rivers or tides, or overspill from groundwater or reservoirs. If your home's right on the water's edge, whether the coast or a neatly manicured marina, you can be sure nothing will take your view. But if your home is, say, in the first phase of a harbourside scheme, check to see if anything could be built to block that view in the long term. Insurance is likely to be more costly if you're close to water. In extreme cases, the property might be nigh on impossible to insure. If that's you, have a look at the Floodry website, which is run by government and insurance firms to help get cover for at-risk properties. It's worth getting an expert surveyor on board to see if the property has ever been flooded, or perhaps has a cellar below the water table. Salt residues, mildew, or mold might be obvious, but surveyors have sophisticated measuring devices which can reveal hidden damp and telltale traces of old water damage. Some waterside homes come with rights and responsibilities. Will you have free access to the river at the bottom of the garden? Would you be able to sail or fish from your property? Sometimes these rights can be leased to others, so that needs checking. And often they come with a legal obligation to keep the watercourse clear and maintain the banks and riverbed. There might also be restrictions on what you could build or alter at the water's edge, if you're dreaming of a boathouse, for instance. Now, any home needs regular maintenance to keep it in good condition, but living near water means the air is more damp and possibly gets more than its fair share of bad weather too. That might mean extra work like upgrading damp courses, more frequent external paint jobs, and metal fittings corroding more quickly. And finally, it's always worth chatting to residents who'll know about the history of the canal, river, or coastline. Bear these things in mind and you'll be in a great position to decide whether that home by the water is indeed your dream. Don't forget to subscribe and please hit the like button too if you've enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.